Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. My name is Sean Dexter, and I welcome you back to the Mango Grove for yet another quick Ethereum update video. So, we just closed a 4-hour candle, and I figured that would be a good time to go ahead and do a quick update, just like yesterday, right? It was around 7 to 10 minutes long. We're going to be just talking about the lower to mid time frames and touch on the higher time frames yet again. Now, for those of you who haven't watched yesterday's video, I do recommend going ahead and watching it, because at the very least, you will learn a few things, right? You will get a peek into my mindset, how I dissect things, and how you can look for these same trade opportunities while you build your position. Now, remember, we've been building a position all the way since around $290-ish to $310, and we've been adding higher and higher and higher, because as a trend trader, I am not afraid to do that. And I thought that this series of quick update videos will give you guys an idea of how I tend to build my positions, right? Because I've noticed that people struggle with that idea. So, a quick overview on what we discussed yesterday, right? We talked about how Ethereum was putting up this consolidation over here against the higher level resistance, and there were two structures going on. There was this outside structure, right, that you can see over here, this ascending triangle coming in all the way from here, and this internal structure, right? I'm going to remove the internal structure for now. Just going to highlight the outside structure that you guys can see right over here, right? The longer consolidation. And then we had the internal structure right over there, okay? So there were two ways, or rather three ways to be honest, to be building a position or adding to your position based on this. If you had a bullish bias, which we did because we are trend traders, the first way was to build your position along these high lows over here, right? As soon as you had your first down thrust, you could have actually caught a position over here too if you're using other technical tools. This was your first clue. Then you build your high low position, right, along these along the trend line over here. The second way was to say, hey, you know what, I want to build it only within the zone over here, within, or rather between, the ascending triangle and the symmetrical triangle. Or honestly, you could do both. You could buy along the trend line over here, and then when you see the break of the symmetrical triangle, you can count, or rather bet, on the symmetrical triangle leading to the ascending triangle breaking towards the upside as well, right? These are how consolidations trend, guys. That's how they break into their trends, rather, into their impulsive moves. So now we got our impulsive move all the way to our first target that we discussed yesterday, right? Again, guys, I'd really recommend watching yesterday's video, because when you guys watch to actually learn instead of just watching for the newest updated call, you guys are not going to need to watch these videos anymore, right? And that's what Mango is about, making sure that you guys don't need us or anyone for that matter. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue our discussion. We were talking about how Ethereum made our impulsive move, right? Made the impulsive move we were looking for, breaking out of this consolidation. Our first target that we talked about yesterday was 1700 that we did hit, but I emphasized to you guys that, hey, just because that was the first target doesn't mean that that's the only target that we have as a trend trader. In fact, I'm not even looking to take profits at this target. We had additional targets too based on the outside structure. The internal structure had a first target of 1700. The outside structure aims towards like 1850ish, I believe, right? Go ahead and watch yesterday's video. You guys will find out. But I don't even care about that. I'm looking towards 2000 as the main number, around 1950ish to 2050ish. That zone is where I'll be looking at as my first real initial zone of resistance, and that's also lining up with Krisha's level as well that she derived from her own analysis. So I really like that for confluence right over there, around 2000 to 2050ish. Okay, we'll talk about that very soon though. For now, let's talk about our most immediate resistance, right? This level over here, this target, as you can see, is also acting as resistance. We can go ahead and mark out this entire zone actually that the 4-hour is consolidating up against right now. We'll go ahead and mark it as a nice little box right over there, kind of like how we did right underneath right over here. But that was a higher level resistance that Ethereum broke through. Now we're looking at this zone over here on the lower time frames, on the 4-hour time frames. But guys, it does get interesting, right? This is now going to place or rather act as a resistance level on the mid to higher time frames as well, depending on how Ethereum shapes itself over the next 12 to 24 hours. So again, another thing I do want to mention is that Ethereum is still maintaining its higher lows on the 4-hour time frame, right? We were talking about this just yesterday. This low over here was its initial higher low after its impulsive move, and then Ethereum was looking to set up its next high low somewhere around this region. We were looking at the Mango dynamic as well as this zone over here that got front run, I believe. Remember, we were looking at this zone as well. And did we get there eventually? Nah. Again, Ethereum showing its aggression, right? Remember, guys, again, quick update. We're talking about this zone over here, the top of the zone, likely going to be tested if we close underneath these candles over here. And we did close underneath this candle, test the Mango Dynamic. We had already got the test of the Mango Dynamic before closing, by the way. What happens right after, though? You can see that we do both, right? We go ahead, pretty much get a test of the zone over here at around 1550. Go ahead and watch yesterday's video. We talk about exactly this level, and then we test the top level too at 1650. But Ethereum showing its strength, not only front running 1550, but closing right above that level on the next 4-hour candle. That's strength. And watch this, guys. Every 4-hour candle, right, closed above the dynamic. I really like that. That allows me to have more confidence in the trend, more confidence in our read of the market. Remember, guys, you are not supposed to get emotional on any chart. Be objective. If we had started closing underneath the dynamic, I wouldn't have sat here and made excuses and defended Ethereum. No. Right? What we'd say is, hey, Ethereum is looking weak on the 4-hour time frame at the very least. Maybe the daily and the higher time frames are still looking good. Let's go ahead and take a look at those as well. But you do not get emotional ever. Okay? Look at the charts objectively. That's what your indicators are there for, guys. Right? That's what they are there for, to make you more objective. Okay, enough of that rant. Now we have clear levels to play off, right? Even if you don't have the Mango Dynamic, let's go ahead and clear this out. You have the zone underneath to look at 1550-ish. Since we do have the Mango Dynamic over here, we're going to be keeping it on. I'll be looking at the zone overhead at 1675 for at least a 12-hour candle close, right? We're going to be seeing a 12-hour candle close actually in 3 hours and 36 seconds. If we get a 12-hour candle close above the zone, that's going to be really good. However, what would also be nice is 2 4-hour candles within the zone, and us taking out this high over here at 1700. Okay, let's get the exact high. The high is 1699 on the dot, right? So we didn't quite get to 1700, but 1699. So if we even get to 1700, 1701, that would be us taking out the high. But then I also want to see 2 4-hour candle closes above 1674. If we get that, I'll be looking for continuation towards the upside. Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. We're going to go ahead and clear out our chart and switch on over to the 12-hour time frame and focus on only the structure, right? Looking at the structure over here, you can see how we have this ascending triangle, right, with its impulsive move come up against this resistance that we have marked out now on the 4-hour time frame, and how the 12 hours also looking like a really nice bull flag, right? You have your pole right over here, right? And now we also have a nice little possible structure forming on the 12-hour time frame. If we put in an ascending triangle over here, guys, on the 12-hour time frame over the next 12 hours, right, the one coming up after this one, as well as the next one, that's going to line up with the daily looking like a bull flag as well. So look at the structure on the 12-hour, and now we're going to switch on over to the daily, and you're going to see the cascading effects of that 4-hour consolidation over the next 36 hours, right? I'm really liking the look of the chart. If you see a daily candle close above the zone, guys, 1702, that's going to be good enough for me. Keep it simple. Okay, that's all you need to look for. Daily candle close above that zone, and we're likely going to see that continuation to our second target from yesterday's video, around 1800, 1850-ish, I reckon it was. And after that, the main target, which is going to be around $1950 to $2,000. Okay, so let's just wrap up now with a quick look at the oscillators, just to see how the momentum is swinging for all the time frames. So going to go back on over to the 4-hour, look at our oscillators. I'm actually taking a fresh look at this. So yeah, so oscillators, since the 4-hour just closed, right, oscillators are looking good now. They are looking like they do want to swing bullish again and cross. If we see the stochastics over here cross bullish again and go past the 80 zone yet again, this is going to start looking really good. We want it living above the 80 zone over here. You can see on the RSI, we did have some slight bullish divergence between this area here and this area right over there. So now that actually forms a stronger thesis for this turning into a quicker ascending triangle break, right? When you see that bullish divergence leading into that consolidation, going into the higher time frames, you see that cascading effect to the bigger numbers. So that's the 4-hour. Let's go ahead and look at the 12-hour. I like how the 12 hours respecting the 50 zone over here, the yellow dotted line on the Mango Mother. I really like that. the stochastics, yes, it's looking like it's crossing down here, but that's irrelevant. You want it to stay above the 80 zone. As long as it's there, it doesn't matter if it crosses down, crosses up, irrelevant. Again, guys, a lot of people think that if the RSI goes past 80 or 75, it's oversold. Is that really true? Is that really true? Ask yourself that question. Right over here, you have an example where the RSI crossed the 70 zone over here when Ethereum was 750-ish, and it stayed oversold, quote and unquote, all the way from 750 to around 1250, right? So yeah, good luck trading RSI with the oversold and overbought technique, guys. You're likely going to get hurt really, really bad. For those of you on the Mango C program, I recommend watching the oscillator module, the momentum and oscillator module, thoroughly. It's one of my favorite modules, actually. If you haven't reached there yet, if you haven't reached that module, I recommend not even looking at the oscillators, because you're likely going to confuse yourself more. You're going to do more harm than do good, right? Because the way I look at oscillators, the way the seedlings look at oscillators is really different compared to most of the market. All right, so with that being said, the 12 hours looking good too. Let's go ahead and look at the daily before I wrap up the video. Daily is looking really, really healthy, actually, really healthy, and it's actually indicating that we do have a bigger move coming, guys. The daily is indicating that we do have a bigger move coming. All right, so with that, guys, again, quick wrap up. Major levels around 1700 overhead. If we break that on the daily time frame, I'm looking towards 2000 eventually. Interim targets are around 1850. My name is Sean Dexter. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick update. I hope I kept it quick at the very least. Leave a comment down below, leave a like, and oh, I did get a few comments / complaints from people telling me that YouTube is not sending them notifications of the newest videos that Mango does. So I think you guys have to hit the bell icon as well. I'm not entirely sure. If you haven't hit the bell icon, go ahead and hit it anyways. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, do it Mango.